24th, it's our big trunk or treat. That's Friday, October 24th at Westland Park. Enjoy the event as a participant or sign up to showcase your decoration to register.
Of everybody and at every location, especially in the rest of the country and in the city and the streets, where do you see the fake sun? And you need to pay attention to what you see and who you see. That's what you need to pay attention. It's the exact same pattern of conduct, and this is indeed public corruption. These are demons. A lot of them gathered today in a celebratory manner while they're engaging in a satanic fest where they're monitoring. And they're doing so with the Ontario Police Department that is engaged in criminal summoning. That's what this is. This is criminal summoning. That's exactly what this is. And the entity is communicating a very specific and detailed and unique threat to the targeted individual who is also documenting it. That's the intent behind psychologically torturing and flying over a group of people. Guess what? That group of people, they're not all in alignment with the fake sun from beginning to the end of the day. There's no question about what the Ontario police are doing and what they decided to do when it was exposed. They're being disbanded and they're going to federal prison for the public corruption. It's their fault. They're engaging in it, they're incentivizing it, and you're looking at them do so as enemies of the United States with impunity. This is impunity. And by the way, it is 6:05 p.m. The entity has the fake sun at the Fontana Lewis Library. This is not that. This is not that, okay? This is not that. And again, contrary to all the rest of them, I'm on, first of all, this same street where this is my experience at 6:38 in the morning on this side of the same street. That's not the shared experience with any of them. And also, the entity is engaging in what is flying in circles around me, just like you see with regard to this ongoing supernatural occurrence, which none of them are ignorant about. You're looking at malice and you're looking at demons who are monitoring, all right? And these off-key, no-singing, demon-possessed gang stalkers on the stage are engaged in public corruption, and they have no talent, all right? This is the pattern of conduct. This is the ongoing documentation of the state, and this is gang stalking with the people. All right, all of these people were monitoring my vagina all day long. This is a sex offense that's underway. This is terrorism. This is ongoing psychological torture while they're cheesing and coking and joking, and they're monitoring you. And the ordinary targeted individual's experience is what you're mindful of. Not knowing any of the people, unsure about what's actually happening, but these are demons that are spiritually attacking you, psychologically torturing you, including by their behavior. Remember, gang stalking by strangers is a deliberate act of psychological torture and terrorism. This is the entity that's going to federal prison. Like I stated, Corporal Robledo, A. Morris are going to federal prison, okay? Even the video of A. Morris gang stalking at the Ovid Family Community Library, where the fake sun is present on September 9th, over my head at this entrance right here at 10 a.m. The sun is not going to be the same environment. That's relevant context regarding A. Morris on January 29, 2022 at the Ovid Family Community Library at 3:47 p.m. We're also, the specific environment, not the natural environment, speaking to the context of her criminal presence. All right, and these demons walk right in the line of the video. That's fine. They're being disbanded. This is what they did last night, crossing the path, stalking by helicopter. And they're being told openly and publicly that they're monitoring. And guess what? They think if they don't look at you, you're not engaging in or proving anything. They think that if you're not addressing them, that they're going to get away with it and that you're making it up. We're beyond hallucinating and making up things. They're going to prison. That's the same sex offender monitoring my vagina at 12:13 p.m. The thick one on the end. That's the same one with A. Casada. He's going to prison, and so are all of this. Is the entity that's being disbanded. That's impunity, by the way. And so is the people of the state. They flew over my head 3 times this morning by helicopter. They're specifically targeting me, doing so using vehicles issued by the city, doing so using helicopters. They're using the resources, bearing weapons. You're going to prison. This is the P.O.C. This is documentation of not only enemies of the United States, that is shared by the gang stalking immigrants. They're enemies of the United States. They share in that aggression. They share in that ongoing passive aggressive and psychologically torturous behavior. They're sharing in that pattern of conduct together. This is P.O.C. They're not ignorant. The fake sun that's rising and setting on one street, they share in this criminal system. The fest is an act of criminal conduct in this public corruption. This is P.O.C. It is 6:08 p.m. and this is the same Ontario Town Square. There's a clock, all right, where they're stalking over me, flying over me every day. And these are all the demons that are monitoring, aware of every time that I'm present, engaged, and subject to that. They're just here physically sharing in what is an iteration of that same P.O.C. 224 North Euclid Avenue. This is P.O.C. This is not in alignment with the Fontana Lewis Library 8437 Sierra Avenue either. And those demons decided to be in the camera lens. That's the entity that's engaging in that. They decided last night to fly over by helicopter while I was documenting impunity. They decided to cross paths stalking conspicuously, which is what this is as well. But they went out of their way to go and engage in, this is all crossing path. This is pursuant to the gang stalking conduct. And this is what they commit. These are serial killers, and they commit murder as an entity as well, with smiles on their faces as though nothing is happening, while they target, and they're the demon possessed. This is P.O.C.